draw. Hard to admit that I used to draw. Portraiture in a human form. Doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing. Moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and a muse from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No-name nuisance. Who's in a bedroom? Who's in a brand new cuneiform? Barely commune with the horde. Got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie. Unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, little bit of backlight. Black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get three dimensions stuffed in a two. Then it's off to a school where it's all you get to. Being trained and observed by a capable few.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. In today's matchup, two teams coming in feeling good about how their last game went and want to continue with another win here today. It's the Bills going up against the Texans. With that, let's get you out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 9 matchup.
Larry, they broke ground on this place in the year 2000, opened it in August of 2002, and it's been the home of this franchise ever since. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Tonight, we've got a great... And look at this! Right away, a loose football between the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. A gain of 3, second down. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was in the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
They'll drop the throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. And it's possible that today the most important group could be the linebackers.
Yeah, the second level, as we like to call them, right? Defensive front has to control things, but the linebackers, they do more than clean up. They help create big plays.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. A handoff as they run the counter play. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. A well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. And that's caught left side. It's Woods. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. And they'll go on the ground. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Let's go, round! Let's round! Let's round!
Taylor to throw on second down. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Love the run right there. And when you analyzed him coming out of college, when you tried to put a grade on him, you saw the flashes while he was in school, but you didn't see the full production. You didn't see the finished product. He's a little bit raw, but you can see why people liked him. Those types of runs make you think there's plenty more there, and we'll see if that continues for him.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. All right, let's take a look at the offensive starters and the second-round pick out of USC. One to talk about, Robert Woods.
I think a lot of people thought maybe he was ticketed for stardom coming out of USC. Has always been a great route runner, much more of a complimentary receiver, but they could utilize that in a big way and have him open up things in the middle.
On second down, Taylor flush to his right. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Well, they've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there, hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have taken the early lead. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Preston Brown, the linebacker. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments.
There he goes left side. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Now Carpenter to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling it.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Get the fuck out of here, yo.
DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down. The Bills bring out a couple of extra defensive backs to defend this third down play.
Yeah, they're going dime. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that one
Get the motherfucker.
That's a position he couldn't hold on to. Brings up
Are you serious though? Are you serious though?
Play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here's Ryan Quigley now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away. And boy, it's another boomer. Taken in at the 22. And he gets
Don't really drop that motherfucker though, Mark. Like really, Mark.
It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. And on the ground they go with a running back. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Caught up in the grill of the face.
Man, fuck, man.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. But they face a second and long to start things out. Shift together here from the D-line. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. Taylor will throw.
Come on, Bernie.
Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, and able to come down.
But a sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense, if that fell harmlessly
even want to play no more. This shit just horse shit, like for real.
Partners, a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And they'll run it here. They give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still, a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Watkins alone on the left side. On second down, here's Taylor. And this is incomplete. The 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Let's go! And he goes in motion here in the backfield. On 3rd down, Taylor. Pressure from behind, and he's going to be thrown down. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big top sack.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
This bullshit here.
It's a gain of 5, and that'll make this a 2nd down. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
5 yards to gain here on 3rd down. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Goes underneath for Bell. Oh, trucked him. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. Good use of the pass there to pick up the first down against a defensive look that they had specifically prepared for, they told us, coming into this one.
Certainly seems like they're holding all the right cards now, doesn't it? Because of their preparation. Went back, watched the tape, studied the tendencies, and they feel like they had them down cold, and they were able to use the pass against them.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 40 yards on the pickup there, and it will be 2nd down.
I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. These short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. He'll look to throw. And that will be caught.
I didn't.
Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
That's a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
This shit is weird, man. This shit is really fucking crazy, man.
Get it back.
like, okay, what must was like? And said I had the wizard. So I was going to roll back, and then like, and that's when, so I had to team up with this guy, the other guy, to play to get the breakout present. And that's when me and the guy, we get to the room where the guards got to get all the guns. We finally get.
But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Try to sit on a lead and play that way. That doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space. The big guys leading the way.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Woods, the receiver, in motion left. Now Taylor to throw on second down. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there's going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him. And he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Two minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Offense readies for a 2nd and 1. Now it's Taylor. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's incomplete. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Give him credit for batting it away, but unable to come up with the interception. And sometimes that joke does come true. Guys are on defense for a reason. Maybe their hands aren't quite as skillful as the guys on offense, but a lot of credit on that play for just knocking it away.
2nd and 10, it's Taylor again. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Defense looking to make the stop here on 3rd down. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. LaShawn McCoy, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills will extend their lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
All right, here we go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And the Bills getting set to go. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Watkins alone on the left side. Here's Taylor to throw. Going for the deep ball. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
That's taken on the 25. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. And now out comes Houston. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's going to go up top again. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to let it go again. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to try and go deep again. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Robert Blanton. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Second down following the run. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 2nd down, Taylor. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll throw on first down with Taylor. Man open right side, it's the tight end Clay. They'll get 32 yards there, and it'll be a Buffalo first down.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
From the red zone now, here's Taylor on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Charles Clay as tight end. And that'll bring up second down. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Here we go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Third and long, it's Taylor. Eluding the pressure right. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now fourth down. Dan Carpenter now for the Bills field goal. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Carpenter knocks it through, and that will extend the lead out to 24. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Mikel Roby brings him down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On second down, it's Bell. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. And they're going to speed things up here. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
He won't go down. He had one man to beat. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They run the counter now on first down. And a short gain down to about the 33. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds.
Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howell. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. Le'Veon Bell with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
So they're going to go for 2.
Let's go, defense. Let's get on the field, defense. Hurry up, here we go.
They'll look to throw. That's caught at the 3. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. So they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And, you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. It's those guys on defense who just intercepted the pass who want to break over there. Hey, take care of the football, man.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go now.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Jeff Janis, the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He'll look to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a fourth pick of the game. And now fourth down. On is Nick Novak now for the Texans field goal. And Novak's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense. Finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
On second down, here's Taylor. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and it's third down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. From the gun on third down, it's Taylor. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. Whitney Merciless in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And take it right on the 30. Might have been 1 man away from 6 points. As it stands, it's a huge return. And this is going to set up a 1st and goal from the 5. And now out comes Houston. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
Again, it's Bell. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
Well, as the play call comes in on third down, you have to think about 4-down territory here. Down a few touchdowns, they need points, and they need big points.
1st and goal. Defense with their backs against the wall. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
They come out here in the eye. It's a quarterback sneak. He tried to get the nose of the football across to no avail, and now it's 3rd and goal. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. They gotta have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 57. Watch it now, Barney. Gone. All right, now, lucky 57. Back down to that Philly. Here we go.
They'll try and run it in with Bell. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
Brandon, it's easy to make decisions from right up here where we are, right in the cheap seats, but let's be frank about this one. This isn't even a decision as far as I'm concerned. They have to go for it here. Field goal does you almost no good as time's running out in the game. If you want to win, you have to be aggressive here.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. It's their quarterback with his 19th touchdown, his second of the game. And the Texans get a bit closer. And this one through the uprights and good. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out come the Bills. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Let's go!
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
On 2nd down, Taylor. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Whitney Merciless in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on 2nd down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. And the Bills offense comes out ready to take over. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with third and just a yard. And the defense in desperate need of a stop. They have to get off the field and get the ball back to their offense if they want a chance. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff looking right. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. Now they'll run it on the toss. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Seven yards to go on second down. Now they'll throw with Taylor. He's got his man on the comebacker. That's Watkins. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9. Oh, Taylor going to throw. Right side complete. That's Woods. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Throwing now is Taylor. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
He's had a big game tonight. While no one's going to be overly concerned about that last play, you also know that the offense coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
A long drive here. Play 12 coming up for the offense. And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Buffalo, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.